Hello everyone, Joshi Mukherjee. Thank you for joining. I think you can unmute yourself if you like. You can turn on your camera, sir. Help Silvana. I can put a request to everyone can unmute themselves.
Everyone.
Hello, Natalia,
Hello,
Rafael,
nice to meet you.
Silvana. And Natalia, I can make you the co-host if you can help me in admitting the people.
I don't know how to do it. Never done it, Vikram.
No problem. Okay, I'll
who
get
is
somebody
who
else.
is more experienced?
No problem. Okay, got somebody else to do that. We have Monja here. Monja is from Italy. Silvana, where are you joining us from?
Austria.
Austria, great. All right. We have Rafael. Rafael, I believe, is from
Amsterdam.
Holland. Amsterdam, right? Shuchi from Pune. I think we'll just give some time while people are joining. We have some silent meditation for a couple of minutes. And I'll mute everyone for the time being. You can unmute yourself. Thank you all. I think we can get started here. I'll share my presentation. So I'll be going through what global online meditation is, what is that we do, and a lot of slides to share. Not everything is important, so I'll cover what is more important, and I hope that helps you in doing your initiatives. And also, I hope we can get some ideas that can help us and help others as well. My name is Vikram. I'm based in Pune, and we have team members who are associated with this, who are all over the world. Uh, they're allowing me, giving me this opportunity to present this on behalf of the team. So I'll be doing this one. So let me share my screen, and I hope we can keep it interactive so that you can understand and address any questions you may have. So we don't have actually name proper. We started in September 2018, and we used to call it online meditation. There were very few online meditations happening at that point of time. Hello, Magda. So we had very few online meditation at that point of time. So we could just call it online meditation team. Now there are so many teams doing fantastic job of online meditation. So, but we still call ourselves online meditation. Anyway, we're all same. So there's no difference. So just a snapshot of the initiative. We do a program for seekers only, mostly. Once in a while, we do help with yogis online meditation. So this is one of the slides. We did one session for yogis. So we got together and prayed to Shri Mataji in the form of Shri Hanumana. We had this was like I think 6 months back when COVID was quite high. All right. So what is that we will talk today? We'll talk about what this open online meditation is. The center of this presentation about seekers. Everything we do is for the seekers to help them grow. So we'll be majorly focusing upon the journey of the seekers. How the program structure. Now, what is the program structured like to support this journey of the seekers? Now, behind the program is always the teams, so the yogis. How do we structure ourselves? We support other initiative also. So this is not just about open online. It's also about supporting everything which is out there. What are the learnings and best practices? I guess a lot of the teams would be interested in that. What are the possible next steps? Some miscellaneous information and some background about this initiative. So so why are we doing this presentation? We're doing this in presentation so that yogis who are part of this team, they should know the entire landscape. We have a lot of components which are part of this such initiative, so everyone should get an idea about it. We also want to prospect collaboration opportunities with the other team. Sahaja Yoga is still small and we're still a drop in the ocean, so we always need more help, and we can do that by collaborating with each other wherever it is possible. We can also support more independent initiatives. We need, if you're a new yogi here who like to help, yeah, that's great. We are welcome. Also within the team, we want to kind of showcase what all we do, and we kind of bring more responsibility sharing. So, what exactly is open line online meditation? First thing is as natural because it's online, it is not bound by geography. Uh, Anyone, anywhere can help anyone. So it's all open. Uh, we are an inclusive and welcoming initiative. Everyone is involved. Everyone is welcome to contribute in any way they like. We regularly put posts on WhatsApp group, on Facebook. Anybody who's interested, we say you're welcome. Help us out. Our resources that we have are globally shared with everyone. Everything we have is there for everyone to use. It is not just exclusive to this team because we are an open team. And lastly, it's an experiment in working together. Sometimes people ask me which collective is doing it. I tell them there's no collective. We're all together doing it. There is no separate collective group entity which is doing it. We just get together and it's an experiment for us. How do we working together? So what is that we like to do? Why are we doing it? So we are doing it to help seekers complete their journey in Sahaja Yoga through online. We want to increase the geographical reach. There's some Sahaja Yoga is majorly a big city phenomenon. If you start driving out of the main city, it's unlikely, unless you're in Maharashtra or some places in Russia, you'll not likely see Sahaja Yoga centers over there. So we want to improve the geographical reach. We also want to support all of the Sahaj initiatives. It's not just about this initiative, anything and anywhere. Resources, best practices, financially, manpower, we want to do that. Uh, we also want to promote the systematic way of working. A lot of time yogis work very hard, but if you can get a little bit of guidance, like I wish I had guidance 3 years back when I started, you can save a lot of time. So the goal is that all the yogis who are working in this initiative, they should spend 80% or maybe 90% time on the personal growth. And we work in a systematically and unitedly in a way that with very little effort, we get maximum outcome. Lastly, we also want to generate the positivity and optimism about among the yogis about state of collective. Sometimes you might see that there's a lot of pessimism about the larger state of Sahaja Yoga collective. So we want to do it in open way, with open way, inclusive way, so that we generate the positivity. Yes, as a collective, we have things right. There may be some issues we have to address, but we have an open and very fair system, collective that we have. Okay, any questions about the goals, objectives? I guess these are all nice to things have, so let's talk about the journey. So this is the important part here. So how do the seekers progress in this journey with us? Now, as I said, the central goal is all about seekers. It is not about promotion. It is not about app. It is not about tools. It is not about websites. It is not about some fancy new approach. It is about seekers. Anything and everything we do is all about seekers. How do we take them ahead? Everything else is just falls in place to support them in this journey. So uh, we have 2 sessions. We have basically the weekend sessions are the entry door for us. Okay. Now, because it's global online, you cannot cover all the time zones in a single event. So we have two starting events. So if you're starting off this open online initiative, you join either on Sunday evening, 9:45 p.m. Now Saturday evening, and that's in New York. This one covers Far East, Australia, Southeast Asia, but still we have a lot of people joining from North America as well. It's a good time for people in West Coast in US. It's like 6:45 p.m. over there. So this is the first entry point. The second one is North America Online. The second meditation we have. This is the second entry point, 9:45 a.m. On New York. So that's 6:45 a.m. in Los Angeles, and that's like 9:45 p.m. in Singapore and 10:45 in Japan. So these are the coverage we have. So you start with your meditation journey over there. You join either of the two sessions, or you can join both of these sessions. So you start with what we call a main room. Main room is essentially self-realization and balancing. This is what we do over there, and that gets repeated at least 2 times. Some people do it also 3 times. Okay. Once you do that at least 2 times in 3 weeks, in that case, what we do is we promote you and we take you to the side room on the third time that you join. So the side room is nothing but a breakout room in Zoom. Zoom gives you a facility to make it a breakout room, so you can put you over the side room. Side room approximately goes on for 10 weeks. Now, this is all approximate. We know seekers have different pace. Some are quick, some are slow, maybe like me. So this goes on for 10 weeks. You cover chakras, themes. Foot soak happens almost every other week. So this is a good place for them to establish the habit. The first one is just to know what meditation is. First 2 3 weeks they really do not grasp anything, but by the time they know join the side room, they know balancing, they know self-realization. But then this is where we try to establish the habit. All of our sessions are very interactive, so we talk, pay a lot of attention individually. And side room North America Online is pretty good actually. They have very good culture they establish, and people tell their experiences. They talk about applying Sahaj Yoga in their life. So it's a pretty uh, good session. But also, we have a lot of variety over there. You have some people who are joining for the first time, and some who have been here for like 3 months. So you get some variety there. So you have to take everyone along. So a lot of things happen. Still, we cannot say that we have some kind of a core theme over there, because we had to address and help the seekers who are still establishing in meditation practice. So foot soak, themes, basic knowledge about chakras. You can also have a little bit of music there. So this is what we happens in side room. Now after that, we promote them to what we call the intermediate level. Now every once in a month, we have what we call the workshop. Now, the workshop is something you might see traditionally, like in North America, at least that's where I live. You call people over and you have potluck, you do vibration exchange, you do foot soaking, then you again you watch a speech, and then again you talk, So a lot of things really happen over there. So this is something very similar to this. So every once in a month, we look at the people who are regularly joining our sessions, and we ask them to invite them to the workshop. So if they are ready for it, we'll invite them. This is a long workshop. From we say it's 90 minutes long, but typically it goes on for 2 to 3 hours. Okay, it's a long session. So this is a session where the side room people get promoted and they come to the workshop. Also, we have the people at intermediate level who are also at this level, so they all come together, and we have this long workshops happens once per month. Every time there's a new yogi coming and leading it, we a lot of treatments happen, foot soak, vibration exchange. We go for a specific theme, attention, vibration, building vibrations. So it can be anything. Whatever the lead likes to lead, and they do it. Uh, so this is once a month. Other 3 days, 3 weekends on a month, we have the intimate level. There will be mantras, there will be deities, but without going into deep what the deities are or explaining them the meaning of mantras. There'll be Shri Ganesh Atharashish in English. We play more and more speeches of Shri Mataji. So this is one level up. Approximate duration 12 weeks, but again this varies from person to person. Now all these sessions are continuous. The main room and the side room is one Zoom link. Intermediate and workshop is another link. Okay, so these sessions happen at the same time. So we do not change the timings because the seekers who started the journey with us, they're comfortable with this time with us. So we keep the same time, just that after certain time we promote them to a different level, which is a different Zoom link. So intermediate and workshop is another link. So people are promoted once in a month from side room to intermediate via the workshop. So if they join the workshop, they stay on for the entire 2 to 3 hours. They have good feedback, interaction. They're regularly meditating at home. So once you're regular, then you get promoted to intermediate level. Now this is continuous thing. It never stops. Uh, After that, what happens is integrated. Now this is batch based on when the seekers are ready for it. Integrated level is where we introduce all the deities, and we introduce the integration among all the cultures and religions of the world. This program just started in April, conducted by 17 yogis with all different religious cultural background and people from different religions explaining deity of different religion to show them the oneness among yogis and among all the cultures that we achieve through Sahaj Yoga. So we covered two sessions already, and Dr. Andre and Emily who covered Muladhar, Shri Ganesha and Shri Kartikeya. And then we last weekend we had uh, Vanfen Saraswati from Bangkok, and we had Dr. Hegde from US covering Hazrat Ali Fatima and Shri Hazrat Ali Fatima and Shri Brahmadev Saraswati. So this will go on. So this is integrated session. This will happen over 9 weeks. There are 7 weeks of course and 2 sessions of revision because sometimes people miss the session. So this is the integrated course. The objective is to enable them to watch all the puja speeches so that once they've done it, they should be able to absorb and receive all the speeches of Shri Mataji. This is 9 weeks course. After this is still a proposed date. So all the people who are integrated will be promoted and they will continue to be in the same Zoom link. It will not change. But the team which is doing integrated, that will close off. And we have another team, Mr. Sister Meena from Florida. She'll lead the vibration workshop. This is to build their awareness of vibrations, use the vibrations, apply this vibrations in their life. So this will go on and for 8 weeks. This is similar to what we call the Sahaj roots and Nirmal roots, which is done. But this one is for seekers, so we have to, of course, customize for the seeker the way they are. So this is vibration workshop. This will happen for eight weeks. Again, I propose. Right now we have got about 20 people on the integrated level. If they stay on, if they pass the test of introduction of all the deities, then they'll move on to the next level. And then after the 8 weeks, again a proposed thing, we'll also have music, havan, and pujas for them. Everything online. This will be all batch based. Okay, so this will not be continuous because we started when we had the sufficient volume of seekers who are ready for it. Okay, so continuous and then batch based. So this is the session that we have, but that's not the only thing we do. Now all these things which the trunk I'm showing you is everything happens on North America Online 9:45 a.m. Eastern time. Asia Pacific is slightly smaller. The population base is smaller. The number of yogis who are involved are less. And we have still not done as much promotion as we done for North America Online. So that one just terminates at the workshop level. We still do not have levels beyond it. But North America Online will go all the way till the end. So these are the sessions we have, but these are not the only sessions we do. We also have midweek sessions because we know that once per week is probably not enough for the seekers. We need some more guided meditation. So we have one midweek session for each continent. Okay. So for Europe, it's every Tuesday, 6:45 p.m. UK time. That's 7:45 p.m. Central European time. And then we have session for Asia Pacific, Australia, Far East. That's every Thursday, 8:45 p.m. Sydney time. Now these timings are fixed by these respective continents. The North America Online is actually fixed, and the Asia Pacific, they are fixed by US time. Okay, because we have the daylight saving, so we have changes. But it does not change for North America. It remains constant for them. But rest of the world actually adjusts according to the timings that happens as per the daylight saving change. So it changes in other continents, but North America is always fixed. But the midweek sessions are fixed by the respective continent. So Sydney, 8:45 p.m., always the same time. Europe, Tuesday, 6:45 p.m. UK time, always the same time. Now we have also for North America, we have two midweek sessions. We have Wednesday 8:45 p.m. It's we call it spontaneous meditation. There is no particular format. So midweek sessions are designed in a way that seekers at all level can join it, whether you're at main room or whether you're at last level, you can always join these sessions. These are just based on the vibrations as perceived by the meditation lead. He perceives the state of the group and he says, okay, today let's going to focus on left side. Let's have affirmations and balancing more related to that. And so we have some spontaneous meditation and a little bit of speech. So this is one midweek session Wednesday for North America. We also have Thursday cleansing meditation. It's mostly foot soaking, but once in a while we'll experiment and we'll use string burning or anything else that seekers ask for. So these are the midweek sessions that happen in parallel and they continue throughout the journey of the seekers. We also do mentoring for them. So we don't make our own best practices. We just we pick up from here and there. We kind of customize and we kind of reuse it. So we have virtual ashram and technique we picked up from North New York team. New York City team was doing this one. So every day they send a daily message about some. They check the vibration of the group. Says today we should be focusing on surrender aspect. So they send a small quote of Shimataji, 3 to 4 lines, and they say today let's try to surrender to Shimataji or surrender our thoughts to the divine energy. So it's a virtual ashram. Every day when you get messages, it starts impacting you in a positive way. Okay. So this is virtual ashram combined with mentoring. So you'll be assigned a mentor as soon as you're in side room, and that mentor will take you all along through this journey that you have. They can do their own private sessions. They like it's really up to the small group. And it can be anywhere 3 people to 10 people. It's up to them in terms of how they want to have their own sessions if they like. Also, in parallel, we start offering the photograph of Shimataji. This happens right from as soon as 4 weeks till about integrated. By the time they come to integrated, we definitely offer them photograph of Shimataji. So this happens in parallel along the journey that they have. Now, we also have some external sessions or theme-based sessions. This is additional sessions, so externals are like, for example, if you're we had a Sri Lanka team or we had some other teams I've seen that they were doing their programs, but after even India-based team, for example, so they wanted to share more options with the seekers. So they said, okay, here you can join this global online sessions. Also, sometimes the teams terminate their sessions at about the first level or the second level. So if they want a way ahead, they can join. So they're recommending them to join the weekend sessions that we have. So Sri Lanka team, they recommended some of the Sri Lankan seekers to join these sessions. A couple of them are still, one of them is still with us. She's getting mentored and she's not joining session, but at least she's getting mentored. So some of these external seekers from external sessions, they come and join the sessions at the level that they like to. People, they join it as integrated level, at intermediate level. Hello, Sachin. Good to see Sachin back after a long time. At side room level. So whatever level is appropriate for them, they are recommended to join that one. We also do theme-based session. Now, traditionally, if you're saying in Sage Yoga world, what is popular is the 5 weeks course, the 7 weeks course. And we know there's some good thing about it. When it comes to you make it 5 weeks, 7 weeks, people tend to stay back a little bit longer because they sign up understanding that I will be here for 5 weeks. So they are sincere and they try to join back regularly. Of course, dropout happen, but still I believe it should be better than continuous sessions, because sometimes continuous session you may kind of take it by the way it's happening anyway every week. So maybe if not this weekend, I can join the next weekend. So we started the theme-based sessions. The theme-based sessions that we're doing right now is what we're calling is universal seekers. This is a program for the hardcore seekers. Within 1 month, we'll share everything with them. There is nothing holding back. Anything you like to share, miracle videos, photos, whatever you like to do, you can do that. Now, it's not related to the main program we have. There's a separate advertisement happening, separate promotion, separate team, separate time. Everything will be separate about it. This one's going to happen on Saturday morning. Okay. And we're trying it out. We'll see how this theme goes. We got about, I think, close to 40 sign up already. And we made it very clear what we'll be doing in this session. We told we'll be focusing on Nirvicharata, Nirvikalp, and Samarpan, surrender. And we already told that. And interestingly enough, there are seekers from Western world who are signing up for it. So hopefully they are signed up for it. They can expect what to get in these sessions. Okay. So these are theme-based sessions. So this will go on in parallel. This is not related to what we do in the main thing. What we do in the main trunk is fairly scripted. There are certain best practices around it. But theme-based, you are at liberty. But this is happening on different day. But once they terminate after 1 month, 2 months, whenever they like to terminate, the seekers who are there will be merged into the main trunk that we have, and they can continue the journey with the rest of the seekers who are in this main course with us. So these are theme-based sessions, external sessions. Again, they all merge the main central path of journey that we have for the seekers. We also have a pre-virtual ashram. This is something we just started recently. Again, initial hand-holding of the seekers through WhatsApp, small WhatsApp group, and try to hand-hold them. We're still struggling, trying to figure out how to do this one. This is still happening. We also have free community non-meditation sessions. So we also try to do social bonding. So not everything we do is about meditation. We're doing free foreign classes. We did because we have so much diversity amongst the yoga world. So we did last weekend, we did class for Mandarin and meditation. You learned Mandarin for 50 minutes and 10 minutes you learned meditation. Today we had Japanese and meditation. 50 minutes we learned Japanese culture, Japanese language, greetings, some Japanese wisdom. Jiro was talking about Zen Buddhism and how it is close to Sahaj Yoga. He's telling that, and they say, okay, now let's meditate. Let's experience Sahaj Yoga meditation. So these are free fun sessions. We can cover anything. We can cover yoga. Probably going to cover yoga in June, arts, communication, and that is very similar to what yogis do with each other. For example, if you go to Kanajori, you have those free art sessions. There's all fun sessions to get in bonding with the seekers. And be close to them. So these are all the events that we do for the seekers. I'd like to take questions from the yogis and participants. Please go ahead. Don't be shy. I'll stop sharing for a moment and see who all is there. I will try to unmute you. If you want to, you can ask questions about the seeker's journey. Any questions about the journey path for the seekers? Any question, Gilly? Gilly from UK?
I'm still absorbing all the array of information. As I found when you were giving your presentation that as questions were coming up in my mind, you were answering them. Unfortunately, we were a little late, and so we came about 5 minutes late. I hope we didn't miss too much.
That's fine. Nobody's late in Sahaj Yoga, so the doors are always open.
True.
All right. Let's talk.
I'm very pleased to see that you're allowing for close relationship with the new seekers, because in my experience, that's what they need more than anything else, really. They need somebody that they can just ask if they're feeling something strange, or if they have a strong vibrational experience that might have made them a little cautious, a little wary. It's nice that they have somebody to go to that they can ask these questions, and they do have a lot of questions. So it's great that you do take that into consideration. I'm not so sure that leaving vibrational workshops for a while is such a good idea, because it's exchanging vibrations that binds us all together all the more quicker, and puts our attention on the spirit rather than on mental activities of absorbing information with the mind. But apart from that, I think, you've got everything covered. It's brilliant. If we can do it all spontaneously, it'll be brilliant.
Thank you. I think that's a feedback I got from somebody else as well.
The other thing also I think is really, really important, that you have a fixed time for your programs. And as people get confident in that when you're there, when you say you're going to be there, that is a really, really good foundation block.
Thank you, Gilly. Thank you for sharing.
I said enough, I think.
Thank you, Gilly. Thank you for feedback. Okay, let's look at some of the numbers here. We love to look at numbers. So overall, we are social media access based. We have meetups, Eventbrite, Facebook. We have access to more than 400,000 people, participants. We get about, on an annual per annum basis, we get 220,000 signups. People who are joining the classes in a year, 5,000 people join our weekend classes. Okay, 1 in 4 who actually signs up actually shows up to the class. Now, not everyone who shows up to the class actually is there throughout the session. About 70% cover the self-realization, balancing, and share their emails. Now, out of that, only 300 of them go to the second level, which is side room. Then intermediate level on per annum basis, because we just started intermediate just now. I'm just extrapolating that on an annual basis, we'll have probably about 50 people who will be in intermediate. We have offered photograph, and about 28 have accepted an established altar of Shri Mataji in their home. 28 on an annual basis, probably 30, because we started side room roughly about 8 to 10 months back. Integrated people who are introduced to deities, about 30 of them. So these are the numbers, just to show the funnel, how it works. Also, how many people are actually having instant recognition? Just 3. Just to give you an idea of how small the number of true seekers is. Instant seekers are the people who looked at it and this is it. This is what I wanted. This is who I was looking for. 3 of them. Cynthia she's from Detroit, African American. She told me after in the second class. Cynthia again from Dublin. After second meeting, she wanted photograph of Shri Mataji. It was helping her with meditation. And there was one more person, Dinah. She said, okay, Sahaj Yoga now I understand is the culmination of the prophecies of Bible. Now I can understand it. She took like 1 month. So these are the very small set of part seekers, 3 of them. So you get some of those. These people are integrated course, and all this course is not really for them. These are different breed of people. They just kind of, they see it and they know it. Of course, we are just lucky that they joined these sessions. So this is the funnel we have, for the numbers. Now, who are these people who have established photographs? Just to give an idea of diversity, being a global program. Adele Ray, Kansas; Arvind, USA; Cynthia, Dublin, Ireland; Deborah, Diana, Memphis; Edwin, Kansas; Liz, Makawa, Baltimore; Harpreet Bindra, Surrey, Canada; Phoenix, Melbourne, Netherlands; Hamburg, Germany; Milwaukee, US; New Mexico, New Hampshire; Toronto, Orville, brother Orville he's a Jamaican Canadian. Toronto, Patty Delaroche, Pratik, Priscilla Khan, Raj Shri, Ritu Sangvi, Sam, Sharon Nurse, Shruti Shinde. She's from Nagpur. Rest of them for US. And Tracy Marcus, she's Houston again. She's African American. Vilicia, she's again Louisiana, US. And Yannick, she's in San Diego, US. So we have these people from all around the world who have established photograph of Shri Mataji, completely established and traversing the journey through these online sessions. 6 out of these 28 people are in places where they have no Sahaj Yoga center. So the only recourse for them is online. So we are thankful that Shri Mataji is allowing us to do it, so we can also help the seekers who are true seekers, but who unfortunately are not able to reach a center because there is no center nearby for them. So these are the people we have. 3 of them have actually started attending pujas. We have Tracy here. Tracy is attending pujas. We have Nelia who's attending pujas, and I think there's one more, Priscilla, Patty De La Roche. So they're all attending pujas now, online pujas. So this is the path we have. So these are some of the outcomes we have. This is what we're doing everything for. This is where kind of a journey culminates. This is kind of the end point for us. You have established altar, you're coming to pujas. There's nothing more really we want. It's all between you and Shimataji and how you grow further. Okay, let's go ahead. Now let's talk about program structure. So I spoke about the outcome part first because that's the good stuff we want to have. So let's have the sweets first, and then the rest of the main course menu can follow up. All right, so how do we do this? So let's look at the program, which is supporting the journey of the seekers. Established photograph 28 to date from the time we started like 8 months back. The virtual ashram mentoring 75 people enrollment, and now the speed is going up quite rapidly. We're getting like 5 to 10 WhatsApp every weekend. Side room registrations, people who move to the next level. So once you move to the side room, we'll add you to a Google group, and then you start getting emails every weekend based on the content of that session. Intermediate level, 30 people registered. Integrated, 21 people are registered. Total, we have a meetup network of 250 meetups we have in more than 100 cities of the world uh, with 400,000 members. We also try to get seekers from non-meetup sources. So we have 120 people signing up every weekend. Of course, not everyone who signs up is showing up. One out of 4 people actually show up. Every weekend, we are giving realization to 100 new people. We have the midweek sessions are the follow-up. And over there, we are getting, if you don't mind, I can just turn on videos. Hope that's okay with everyone. Just kind of clipping the space on the screen. So total follow-up, we get 35 people in the midweek. So these are follow-up sessions. The side room, second level, we get approximately 50. Intermediate level is, we have smaller number there because a lot of people got promoted to integrated. So we have 15 left, but this number will grow over a period of time as more people get promoted. Facebook, some of these numbers have been updated since the time I made this one. We have 14,000 members in the Facebook group we have. We have 11,000 emails with us. Growth rate, our Facebook growth rate has slowed down. It's down to 800. It was about 2,500 like 1 month back.
Operation imposing.
It
here.
is. It's massive.
I'll just mute everyone. Some background noise. You can always unmute yourself if you like to ask a question. And email, we add email is 1,000. That's slightly gone down because not so many people joining Facebook. So probably you can say roughly about 750 emails, new emails we add to our Google groups every month. The attendance is going up roughly by 4 people every month. That's in North America online Sunday morning session. Saturday evening is sort of static. We didn't pay so much attention to it. We use Google Analytics. It is showing that right now people are signing up from 1,835 cities across the world. Total yogis involved in this, at least 100 yogis are actively involved. We like to make teams out of everything. So, we have 23 teams involved. So 100 yogis divided in 23 teams. And every month, roughly about 3 yogis, new yogis get attached to this initiative in one way or another. So these are the program metrics for us, just to give an idea of numerically how things look like. Any questions about this?
I just want to thank you, dear Vikram, for all this beautiful news you're giving us and for all the effort and joy and love that you and all the yogis are spreading. We are really thankful. Jai Shri Mataji.
Thank you so much. Okay, it's all collective effort. None of these things were planned. It just happened. All right, let's talk about a little bit how our programs go. So we have a slightly different way of organizing events. Now, typically, a lot of teams do online events, and they do fantastic programs, a lot of music, good vibrations, and the way they do the programs, it's all great. We just take a slightly different approach, and that is really driven by because our programs are continuous. Okay, they're not 3 weeks, 5 weeks. It keeps happening. So what happens is if you keep doing a program, you want to improve it. So these are some of the things we have to kind of evolved to based on our experiences. So we have a layer called meditation leads. Now, every online session, any team will have a meditation lead, somebody who's actually leading the sessions. Okay. But what we have in addition is something additional that we evolved with our through our experiences. So we have a layer called event host. Now, these are the hosts are the people who are doing the slide sharing, video sharing. They're doing the announcements. They're collecting the data. They're managing the flow of the things, and they're also even, in fact, their emergency backup. If something happens for the lead, suddenly has to take off. There's some technical issue. Net speed is slow. The voice is breaking. The host will also do the leading part. So this is a very important layer for us. Okay. Now the meditation leads are joining only once a month or once every 2 months. So they're not coming regularly, but the host is there every weekend. Okay. So they know the things very well. They know the seekers. They know the flow. They know what are the announcements to be done. They know what are the data to be collected. So this is very crucial layer. Okay. They are also very good in communication. They're good in socializing. They're good in kind of spreading the love around and binding the seekers with them, socially. So that's a very important role for us. Now the lead doesn't do anything. Lead is hands free. You just come, sit, speak, meditate, and then go away. So they are kind of completely thoughtless. So they do not have to worry about anything else. But the host is fulfilling that very important function for us. Apart from that, we also have some other people who work. The events we have are always promoted. The promotion never stops for us. Okay, so that keeps on happening for the first level. Of course, once you start going for the second, third level, there's no promotion, direct promotion, but we keep inviting back the old seekers who used to come. Then there's what we call the program support team. So we do a lot of data crunching. We find out who are the people who are coming back from last time, who are the people who are regularly joining. So this thing goes on, and we every weekend we do a data crunching. Saturday evening it happens. Today I got some names. We say these are the people who are eligible to move to the side room. So that is one thing which happens. Then while the session is going on, so if you see in kind of a TV show, we have, of course, the anchor, the TV anchor, and the guest, they're talking. But behind the scene, you have a cameraman, the electrician man, the sound engineer. So we have the same team working at the same time in the background. So we start a WhatsApp call. About 5 yogis, we get on a WhatsApp call. We join the Zoom session, but we're not participating. We're just looking at it. So we are actively collecting data. We are kind of doing the monitoring for the Zoom spams. A lot of times the secure Zoom attacks happen. So we do that. So Zoom attack happens, we kind of remove them, block them. So they do that. They help in assignment from the main room to the breakout room. And then after that, then again, when the event is over, another set of team comes. Now they help with the WhatsApp, the mentoring. We kind of collect the WhatsApp, we assign it to different yogis. We write some custom emails. We do some analysis again. How did the program go? So this is a parallel team that works invisibly behind the scenes, but at the same time when the event happens. So we have another WhatsApp group for it, and we just get together. We are there for like 2 times in the beginning and the end. 2 different teams they come. One team comes in the beginning, one comes to the end. And so this kind of goes on in parallel. So now this is important layer. A lot of time we think meditation is all about just about meditation. But of course, if you go into centers, there's a gardening committee, there's a parking committee, there's somebody who's kind of collecting the tickets. So all the things actually happen in a similar way in this online session as well. And all these people are important for a successful conduct of a program. So this is the event organization. I want to showcase that so that other teams can also be aware of how we are doing our sessions. Now, this is the important part here. This drives everything we do, especially the first thing is about the volume. So a lot of these characteristics about this program is defining the way we do the work. So the first thing is about that we are volume oriented. Now that's a big, huge influence, for us in the way we do the sessions. Now we have 250 meetups. So sometimes when I talk to yogis, they think, oh, I'm doing a session for Bolivia, and I'm doing a session for Argentina, and I'm doing a session for US, I'm doing a session for India, and I'm doing a session for UK. Actually not right. We're not doing any separate session for each of the country. We are all one. And what we believe is that we all can sit together and learn meditation. Okay. So it is really volume oriented. We combine all the countries, cities into just 2 main events we have, Saturday evening and Sunday morning. Okay, so everyone joins those things. Now what happens with this combination is that you get big volumes. As I said, we get like 100 new people getting self-realization every weekend. That has a huge impact on us. One impact it has because you get a lot of seekers, so some of them must be good seekers, so they go ahead. They come back every week, and what they do by coming back is they create a force upon you. So it's like, if your child is growing, right, that also creates a force upon you because the child has evolving demands, evolving requirements. So that forces the parents to also evolve at the same time. Same thing happens here. The seekers are coming back. They're coming back in big numbers. That puts pressure on us to do one things, do in a better way, have multiple levels, and also kind of experiment with that. Okay. So for example, we offer photograph, as I said. Okay. Now, we offer photograph from as soon as 4 weeks or maybe sometimes 2 months, 3 months, depending on how ready they are, how many sessions they're participating, what's the feedback like. But then we understand that there could be a risk. You're talking about the audience who are probably not used to having a photograph of human being and keep it in front of them. But we are okay with that risk. Of course, we do it diligently, diplomatically, but then we can take the risk. I can take the risk that even if somebody doesn't like it, there'll be another 100 people joining next weekend who will get the self-realization, and there'll be more to look after. So we are really not stuck to any seekers. A lot of time you get stuck to seekers, and you will get to seekers if you have only 3 or 4 of them, and there's nobody else joining, because everything you do will be customized based on what the seekers are feeling. Okay, it is not based on what they need. Okay, so then you want to dilute the program, you want to just go very lightweight, do nothing, or maybe you might go to other extreme end. So that kind of is distorting the way we do the program. So we do not allow us to be distorted by based on the volumes. We do in a way which is right for the seekers, but we also take a little bit of risk and we push a little bit. Okay, no point in kind of keeping somebody for 10 years and not offering photograph. Okay, there's no point. We're not into that relaxation business. We are here to help them complete the journey. And because there's a volume, there's a huge river which is flowing through, everyone is going to get a push ahead. Okay, but of course some people like to prefer to stay in the sideline, which is fine, but this volume kind of hugely impacts the way we do the sessions. So that's the first characteristics. We are continuous since September 2018. We never had a break. It never stops. Any pujas, calamities, nothing ever stops. This always goes on with Shri Mataji's grace. We are an adaptive program. We adapt. We have a different set of yogis. Yogis are different. Seekers are different. So we have to recognize and we have to work accordingly. So we adapt to that. So the first adaptation happens to the seekers. Some seekers are quick and some are slow. Now, how do you adapt to that? Oftentimes we run into this problem. So we have these levels, and those levels are kind of promoting them based on when they're ready. If they're not ready, you can stay there. So we had some Indian ladies in US who are not happy with the mantras. We promoted them to third level, but they don't want to sing mantras. Fine, you stay in the side room level. You can stay there for 20 years. Doesn't matter. But the system will adapt to you. We'll give you an opportunity, but if you're not interested, you can stay back. Also, we have crucially the virtual ashram mentoring. Now, these mentors know the seekers well, and they tell us when they're ready to be moved to the next level. So if you're ready, we'll adapt to that and we'll kind of move you to the next level. So if you're ready, we'll take you ahead. If you're not ready, you can stay behind. So this system is there for everyone. It is not just for seculars, it is not for traditional, it is not for super spiritual, it is for everyone. We have to adapt it. So there's an adaptation happening to the seekers. There is also an adaptation that happens to the yogis. Yogis have different skill set, different likings. So according to that, you get to do what you like to do. We are non-affiliated. We have no affiliation to any particular approach. Whatever approach works, gets the seekers back, helps them complete the journey. We are happy to do that. We do not take any funding from any trust or council. We do not need a lot of money, but also it kind of keeps things a little bit easier for us. So a lot of yogis just getting together for a purpose and then go away after that. So we try to be non-affiliated so that it keeps things easier for us. It's a very sustainable initiative. All the choices we make, choices in terms of the rostering, choices in terms of the way we do the events, choices in terms of the way we do the social media is all sustainable. So when we started this program, the first thing we did was we did a research to see why the sessions in the past were not successful, why they were not sustaining. So you have things like Coolcheck, We had one Sahaj Yoga online, which happened in US in 2013. So why they're not able to sustain? And I think one thing we got is that we get overexcited. We do a program and then we're so happy. Oh, you seekers are so happy, giving such nice feedback. Let's do it every day or every week. That is not sustainable. Okay, we have to know thyself means we have to know ourselves. Uh, and if we know ourselves, we know yogis cannot do it day in, day out. We have other things. We have personal growth. We cannot sustain that. So knowing ourselves, knowing who yogis are, we built an initiative which is sustainable. So what that means is we have like 100 yogis, but we do only about we do about 8 events per week. Now, with 100 yogis, you can also do at least 20 events per week, but we're not doing that because we want to do less events than we can do with the manpower. So for every event, if you need 3 yogis, we'll put 9 yogis for it. Okay, because some yogis will have some issues, they'll drop out, some other things happen. We always need something that you can at a frequency that you can sustain. So we do things in a very sustainable way. Yogis come join the sessions only once per month or once per 2 months. Okay, so that sometimes kind of spoil them because in so many others. Sometimes if you're doing other initiatives, you're doing every day, every week. But at least the leads are coming only once per month or once in 2 months. Again, very sustainable. Nobody says no. No yogi will say no to you if you call them only once per month or once in 2 months. Now, the third sustainability is about the social media. Some of the social media can be really intense. Facebook, Instagram, every day you're looking at it, how many reach I get, how many engagement I got today, how many likes I got today. It's quite intensive. I did not really find it sustainable. Of course, I did burn my energy into Facebook and Instagram, all that. But we moved to Instagram, Meetup after that. Now with Meetup, we have a network. And for last 1 year, I have not seen my Meetup. Okay, I have not opened up. It just happened by itself. It sends an email out, and then kind of when people join our sessions, I'm not doing anything for it. I don't go look at it. Okay, once in a while I do that, but very rarely. Okay, so it kind of saves my time. So we are able to sustain this initiative because we are not spending time on promotion. It sustains itself. It sells itself. Our Facebook group is big, and people join us. Okay, we don't have to promote that. Okay, so it is a very sustainable way we like to do a session. Systematic because we are from different parts of the world. We have no choice but to be systematic. We like to specialize. Specialization is good so that you can improve. So some prefer to be only the tech people. Some prefer to be the social people. Some people like to like emails. Okay, so we all like to put yogis in the areas they like to do and specialize in. Multiple teams. We like to make teams. So there's a backup, and the teams have their own chemistry and they work things out together. We are driven by metrics. We are not affiliated to any particular way. Whatever metrics tells us, that is what we do. We are experimental and evolving. Things have changed quite a lot since we started in September 2018. Again, I assume it will keep on changing. We are long-term and slow. So if you're a new yogi joining the team, the onboarding takes anywhere from 2 months to 6 months. We just allow yogis to kind of get used to the system, see the system, be comfortable with it, and then we go. And then after that, even the way do the programs are really long term for reason. One, yogis need time. Secondly, even promotion needs time. And even, if you put out an ad, for example, what happens, that ad gets picked up by different news channels, the local media. So that slowly kind of percolates down. So that needs time actually. So for example, we're doing this Universal Seeker session. We started the advertisement 1 month before. I believe we should have done a little bit earlier. But then what happens, it kind of starts percolating down. Different Google search engine picks up, then starts disseminating that information. So all these things take time. So again, we give a lot of time. So we are slow and, we have no rush. In fact, the second level for us started almost like 1.5 years back. So 1.5 years, we just going to main level. And then we said, okay, now let's branch out. We try to reuse. So we do not try to create anything new. Everything we try to do, we try to find is there something else, somebody else who can do it. So for example, when for 1.5 years, we're doing only the first level. We didn't want to do the next level. We thought, okay, let somebody else doing it. Let's send the seekers over there. Unfortunately, we could not find anyone. So we had to create our own second, third level. But that is the case. Again, for Asia Pacific also, we did not want to do it. So we contacted India team, Australia team, but for some reason couldn't happen. So then again, we went on with that flow, but we tried to kind of reuse. The websites are reused. The flyers we get from us.sahajyoga.org. So everything we get is reused. We make no attempt at rebranding, creating any brand, but that doesn't help us. Our goal is only one, And that one goal is to let seekers complete the journey. Creating different brand name website is of no value to us. That is not what we are aiming for. Common and anonymous sessions. So every session you will see are common, which means there are no distinguished personalities, distinguished yogis, distinguished musicians, or distinguished background. They're all common sessions. They're always the same. And this group is anonymous. There is no name. We do not need more groups. So never kept a name for this group. People just get together for a purpose and go away. Okay. In fact, apart from few hosts, everyone just comes for a short time and then again they disperse back. And again, we see them after 1 month. This group is very social. We are social with each other. We are social with all the seekers. So this kind of helps us in social bonding. We need to be social with each other. Should not talk just about meditation. Other things also, how's your life, kids, families, profession. So we do a lot of that. It helps with the social bonding, and that helps keep the team together. That also helps us get us closer to the seekers. Lastly, this initiative is integrative. And I'll show a diagram around it. We kind of put everything in the Sahaja Yoga world, we put it together for a single purpose to get seekers from anywhere complete their journey. I'll not talk about this thing. You can read the slides here. So how we integrate it, free meditation TV use it. We have a lot of musical free festival on the FOIP, Festival of Inner Peace, or we have musicians who come and use our Facebook group. So we use that. Sahaja research was done in 2010, I guess, at the time when the Sahaj meditation was formed. We use that. We look at various Sahaj meditation sessions. We get some learning from there. And there's something good to learn from everywhere. So we learn from there. You have a language skill, we'll use that also. Okay, so for example, with Mandarin and Japanese training and meditation, we did that. You got old emails. So one collective in West Coast in US, they had old emails, 1400 of them. Those seekers was not coming. We said, just give it to us, we'll incorporate it. And every week now they're getting a newsletter. So we'll use that also. We have meditate.now.online. That is a new thing which is coming up. We'll like to integrate it as well. Any yogis anywhere who are not attached to any initiative, we involve them. We meditate app, yes, we use it. You are good in arts and poetry, we'll use that too. We'll put that in Facebook group, we'll put that in our email newsletter, website reuse. So each and everything which is out there is all put together for a single purpose, to get seekers, their journey all the way to the end. I'll take a pause here and give a rest to my vocal cords and also take some questions.
Vikramji, Pankaj this side.
Hanji Pankaj.
So the only word I have here is it's overwhelming. Too much of information, and normally when we take sessions in corporate world, we tell the audience it's difficult to concentrate for more than X number of minutes. Normally 15-20 minutes or so. But you have kept us all engrossed very nicely. I believe this goes a long way with your oratory skills also. The only thing I have to say here is that, normally people look things very critically, but I think one should be really appreciative of the amount of effort which has gone behind this entire thing. And I guess online meditation is going to stay for a sizable amount of time, and probably it will basically be the need of the hour, not only today, but maybe for a year or two or even more to come. So all I can say here is I give you my best wishes to keep evolving and see how we can keep it with an element of spontaneity also, although structuring it is always a welcome, but certain things need to be spontaneous, and just keep going. I have nothing much more to say. I've also been associated, not for a very long time, but every time I have been a part of it, I have enjoyed, and I'm also learning as I'm seeing different aspects every day. So thank you very much. I just have to exit now, but I believe you will be having the recorded session also. And
That's right.
probably I'll revisit it once again. So thank you once again, Vikramji.
Thank you, Pankaj.
Thank you very
And
much.
Pankaj is helping us out, and we have great hopes. He's going to help us out, kind of help us growing it further. I put you in no pressure.
No worries. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Pankaj. Any other questions? Okay.
Yes, Vikram, if I could ask you, hello, this is
Mm-hmm.
Vanessa, also from the Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very, yeah, what you said about sustainability is very important. I've been the one who's been doing most of the Facebook promotion for events in the Netherlands, and it's becoming more than I can manage on my own. So, am I right in understanding that you're solely relying on meetup events and your Facebook group, but you're not doing any active, are you actively promoting Facebook advertising or Google ads or nothing like that? Purely the meetup
Meetup,
and your Facebook group.
meetup, Facebook group, emails, Eventbrite,
Uh-huh.
but all hands
Eventbrite.
off. Okay, Eventbrite, but all hands off. No, nothing done. We do it once in a while. Other than that, it just keeps on going. People keep coming to us. I do nothing. I don't look at them.
Right. Okay. That's very interesting. The other thing I wanted to mention is that I saw the name Laura from the Netherlands who managed to find her way to your group, and she actually told me about what you've been doing. And what really impressed me was the level of mentoring that you're doing, because she said she was getting WhatsApps and responses, you know, very personal. You might like to try this meditation. Oh, do you know there's a meditation today? Why don't you sign up? So that's wonderful to be able to provide that level of mentoring for the seekers.
Thank you. It's all yogis who are taking a lot of time out to support their seekers, because supporting seekers is quite an intense job actually, and they need time. There are some emotional things like Rahul in a team. He has been supporting one seeker who is really having a lot of issues, a lot of possessions, a lot of things, but he has been patiently sitting with helping her out in last 1 year, and she's so thankful of Rahul, the way he has been supporting. But I guess all of us got the same support when we started, so I guess it's our job to do the same for the new set of seekers who are joining through. Thank you. Again, in the interest of time here, let's do the time check. I think how much time is lapsed? I've kept 1 hour, so again I'll try to expedite a little bit so we can finish it on time. I told 75 minutes. All right, team structure. Some of the guiding principles: we do not own seekers, we do not own a place, we do not belong to a place. Everything we have, all the resources are there for all the Sahaj initiatives, and all yogis are welcome to participate. No boundaries, no restrictions. Now, this part is important actually. Now, sometimes people will say, oh, it's a huge thing. It's not actually huge initiative. They're all independent teams. But the way we worked out, it kind of looks like it's a big thing. But we have a decentralized model. Okay, so we have, as I said, we have 23 teams. Now, what is common across these 23 teams are 3 things. Number one, you'll have a common Zoom link per level. Okay, so the same Zoom link, the one that we are talking right now, that's the same one that is used for all the 6 sessions, beginner sessions that we have. Okay, second thing is we have the same seekers database. Okay, so if you join any session, we get the data and we add it to a common seekers database, which is nothing but a Google sheet for the time being. And we have common set of best practices that we disseminate among the teams. So that is all which happens, but each of the team works independently with minimal coordination. So for example, you have Wednesday North America spontaneous meditation. They work by themselves, the small team, thing is that they build their own chemistry, they're doing their own management. Nobody else has to tell them. So initially when started off, a little bit of hand holding, but they run by themselves. Okay. Now, what it does is, one, of course, it completely eliminates overhead. There's zero overhead for us. In the last 2.5 years, we had a team, we met only once, not more than that. We met only once, and because we're starting second level, so we had to talk to each other. But other than that, we never meet. Things just works by itself. Okay, all the organs collaborating with each other, but there's no real kind of meeting and talking. Now the seekers also get to flip, they move across different sessions, events. So you join the weekend sessions. I don't know, US people are joining the UK sessions, and all those things happen because the way whenever the people are available. So they keep moving around. And what we do is we pull out the report from the Zoom account, because the same link, same Zoom account, and we pull the report out, and then we get an idea. Every week we're generating that report and see who's joining, how many times, and where they're joining. So we get an idea about it. And that information we use to do the promotion. We use that information to do the photo offering. Okay. So, but that is how the system works. It creates a lot of convenience. Okay, for everyone, things are easy, sustainable. We have more options for North America because we started off in North America. A lot of teams here. I'll not go through the names here. The latest one is what we call the data analytics team. So we like to make a team around everything, and then we have their own WhatsApp group, and they just within that group they start the interaction. They start talking to each other, and they run their own stuff. Just come. We also have some other things we do: Spanish online, Medis online, Mandarin online. Those things also we support. Basically, we are given a meetup network that we are given to them, and then they use it. Funding is done by North America team, but then we set the event. But after that, they use it. We have no involvement. They run their own way. Mandarin online is run sometime in Malaysia teams. Mid-East is by Mid-East team. A little bit of understanding of the team structure again, how we do the work, and that is really influenced by the way we make our choice. Our choice is being open. And so if you know, I compared it also just to get an idea with the large US collective. They did a recently, like last year end, they did a 3-week session, meditate at home. So just to compare, in terms of how the team structuring done. Promotion, so they has had 12 people. Now promotion becomes very important if you're doing everything in base of batch. Okay, batch needs a lot of promotion. Here we're doing a ongoing continuous basis. Okay, and we do not stop. And then because we make sustainable choices, smart ways of working, automation, and all that, so that we had to spend very little effort. Now 2 is even a kind of overhead. For last, I think 3 or 4 months, we virtually had 0 promotion. Okay, but the seekers are still coming. You still get 100 people getting self-realization every weekend. So that happens by itself. Okay, so this kind of is really important to us. Okay, a lot of time you go into meetings and they start talking about SEO, Facebook, search rank and all things. We don't do that. We limit the time we go into promotion because we want to spend our time talking about, hey, how's Cynthia doing? Nuria is not coming. Or who's this new lady, Christy? She's coming very, very regularly. Or this one, we have one Catherine Lemon, who is not getting mentor. Can we get her mentor for her? So those are discussions we like to have. We like to talk about seekers, their progress, how they're doing. So that is where we want to spend our time. So this kind of, by reducing our effort in promotion, we get the time to spend in other areas. Content preparation was 4 members for this team. For us, actually, because once we have crystallized the content for the first, second level, third level, we kind of reuse it. It doesn't kind of go in much of a change for us. At the most, one person. Host, QA, and tech role. So this is what we call the host role. So we have 9 people. So this is a very crucial layer for us. These are people who know things very well. They jump across different teams and they know how the things are happening. So we have 9 people, but again, very small layer. We need to have more people actually. Now we have large number of meditation leads. So we have 60 meditation leads on the roster who are available. Okay. But again, because you're 60, they get called only once a month, once in 2 months, sometimes once in 6 months based on availability. So this big layer for us, but again, they're not regular. They know the best practices. So first time we join, we just share the format with them. But after that, of course, they customize as they like. Follow-up is very important. So this US team did fantastically well. Follow-up is very important. We do not have such a big strength in follow-up, but again, for us, follow-up happen in a slightly different way. We do collect their emails, we add it to a Google group. We have the midweek sessions, which are follow-up, and we also send certain custom emails after the session. Okay, it does happen, but we have to build upon that. Very hard to find this, yogis to kind of help with that, but it's a very important activity. Backend is very important, which is non-event, not directly related to event. So a lot of people doing Facebook alone, doing automation alone, promotion alone, things which are not directly related to the event. So we have that, and we do 24 events in 3 weeks. I think they're doing 3 events in 3 weeks. Okay. So just to give you an idea of how the team is structured. We support everything else. I'll go very fast here. I know I'm taking a lot of your time. We support local meetups, Kazakhstan, Albania, Kenya, so many other places, good, beautiful places around the world that is funded by us. We set up events for them and then they use it. And then it's really up to them. We do not interfere. They manage the local events and we put a global online in that. Our Facebook group is used by everyone, Sahaj Yoga USA, Meditate America, Kuwait, Australia, anyone and everyone doing their online Sahaj programs, they're welcome, and they regularly put their events on the Facebook group we have. We also share a big meetups, not for all events, but for the special ones. We also give our access to our email base. So we did that, the birthday puja, that event. Again, we said use our email. We sent email out to 11,000 members we have. So whatever we have is there for everyone to use it. But of course, use it sparingly because we don't have big manpower with us to support all this event. But we give you access and then you can do it. We also do the best practices sharing. Malaysia, Thailand, when they started online, we supported them, gave them an idea of how we do it. We do Facebook spending support. Some developing countries need a different way of promotion, not Meetup. Even though we have Meetup for them, we do Facebook promotion for them. We built up a kitty of $200 every year. We try to spend, still not completely used, but we spend a little bit of money supporting Thailand, Indonesia, and Spanish online. We have a 500 user license that we share with anyone. Indian corporate, oftentimes they do big, huge programs in India, 200, 300 people joining. So we give our Zoom license and then they use it. You can Facebook, you can do a streaming to our page. We also do, occasionally, we do a yogis support sessions. Okay, all right. And that says about supporting everyone's globally. We can work in many ways together. I mean, you can, this complex diagram here, but if you want to send over the people at the intermediate level, integrate level to us, you can do that. Or if you want this team to support your tours, you want to support your special events, you want us to do hosting for events, we can do all of that. You want to do local co-mentoring, you're a small collective, you got just like one yogi or two yogis and 3 or 4 seekers. We can join you doing that co-mentoring, the virtual co-mentoring, we can do that. So there are different ways we can collaborate with the teams. We do not have a lot of collaboration at this point of time. Australia team is supporting us in supporting the events we have in Australia region. Other teams is not so common, but we should try to explore it. It will save us time and it will help us further mutually, because we always have, we do not have sufficient resources. Learning. So this is important one. I guess a lot of people are here to get the learnings. First thing is, normal participant need months to years to establish. There's nothing like that you come to puja and you establish. Sadly, sometimes in what happens at local level, you establish, you join a puja and we celebrate by sharing the sweets, but it's not really done actually. We have yogis who are like 2 months, 3 months old, or like 3 years kind of thing. Still, they do not feel established. So they come and join at higher level, integrated level or vibration workshop level. So these people are, joining us. So as I said, it takes a lot of time. There's no, I might have defined a kind of 1 year path, but they may take more time actually. Not everyone who has photographed has recognized. So even though 28 people have taken, one person has dropped out, because the way we say that, photo does not mean recognition, but they feel that there's something good about it. It's helping them with meditation, and not necessarily that they're all recognized. But of course, once you have the photograph, things do become a little easier, but not necessarily everyone will stay on. Now, speed is very important for us. So that's the learning I want to share. People get a spurt in spirituality, spurt in, I get spurt, okay, New Year started, I want to go to gym, I want to reduce my weight by so many pounds. So that speed is important because if you lose them, so we had one lady, she was very regular, she was joining 6 events per week. We tried to assign a mentor for her. It took us nearly 1 month to do that, because every time we assigned that, Yogi said, no, I can't do it, it's not possible for me. We just kind of pushing her around here and there. By the time we got a good mentor, I don't know what happened, she just dropped out. So we have to be really quick about it. So that is something we really try hard. As soon as we get information, we reach back immediately, send an email or send a WhatsApp. I think that is very important for us to do. Seekers will return anytime after a few weeks, or we have a lady coming back after 30 years. She wanted to meet Shimataji because she met Shimataji 30 years earlier. Dropout rates are always high, so we try to reduce whatever way we can, but it will happen, especially in online. Seekers have different speed. As I said earlier, we have to be able to cater to everyone. And oftentimes we get excited, seekers saying that, oh, I got a great feeling, vibrations, Shimataji spoke to me, Shimataji told me this during the session, and we send that testimonial letter out, but unfortunately what we see is they do not come back. Okay. So testimonial is good, but again, the final thing, only one thing that should really matter is coming back and completing the journey. Testimonials are great, provided it will help you complete your journey. But if it is not correlated with your chances of completing the journey, then it doesn't mean much. Program. No, in a lot of, we've seen that in Sahaj world, very common to have the sessions based on theme, on stress management, satisfaction for students. We do love to do those things for mothers, for children, for families. And actually, they're great programs. Actually, it really gets yogis excited. It gets seekers excited. You got very strong niche market for all those things, and we started that way actually. But what we found, it is no satisfaction in that. First of all, how long you'll keep on doing things, you know? What I found, in fact, my whole life became a theme. You know, all the yogis were doing, we were leading a very thematic life. You know, and that is not the point. You know, we're not here for that. Our true satisfaction is you complete your journey, accept Himataji, put up an altar, come and then become part of Yogi Collective. That is what we're looking for. So that is actually where we started finding satisfaction. Theme base is good, theme is necessary because people, that's how we start, but that is not how it should end. Bigger the programs, smaller the outcomes. Very intuitive. You get so busy with promotion, you find no time for follow-up. More the programs, less the teams enjoy. Again, very intuitive. Effective approach always evolves. If you're doing the session the same way like you're doing as you're always doing, then probably that means we're not evolving. We evolve when we measure the effectiveness, and then we are forced to evolve, and that tells us that our approach is effective because we are evolving. Excellence comes through continuous trial and error. If you do sessions only once in 6 months, once in 3 months, it will make it a little bit difficult. So when you're doing continuous programs, you can measure the results, tweak the approach, and measure the impact. There is no silver bullet. There is nothing like one thing which will solve all the problems of the world. We have apps, website, distinct approach, musical approach, secular approach, traditional approach. Everything works. Everything has certain advantage to it, but there's no silver bullet. So you have to incorporate everything. You cannot pick up a one flag and call it a global flag. There has to be multiple flags that we need to pick up. Now, we have done some analysis. We have data analytics. We're just trying to set it up because the dropout rates are very high. We should all try to fix it. Our current understanding is as following. This understanding can evolve over time, that the chances of returning are highest when the participant experience sustained thoughtlessness through the class. So we do a polls in the sessions. If the poll says that I was immersed in thoughtlessness, those are the people who are most likely to come back. Secondly, if you give them individual follow-up to top up on that, that is where the chances are the highest. And lastly, the learning is the high frequency programs, they do fizzle out in less than 6 months. That's based on what we've seen. So this is just an understanding. Now, know thyself is an important aspect because the yogis are the one who are conducting it. If yogis are not comfortable, they're not aligned to the way the programs are done, the programs will not be successful. So let's see what we learned about the yogis. As part of this session, we had to contact about 2,000, nearly 2,000 yogis were contacted. Rough in the roster, I think we have like 100 people, another 50 who are kind of on sidelines who may join at some point of time. So there's a lot to learn about yogis. Learning about yogis is important because if yogis are not there, we'll not have programs. So I think one of the learnings we had was initially we thought we'll have yogis who are born and brought up in a particular country to do that program. Our understanding has evolved. What we see, it doesn't really matter. You do not have to be the same country. You have to be understood. That is important. You have to be professional. And thirdly, you have to be cheerful or joyous or energetic. That is what really matters. Doesn't matter what country from. We had one lady who was not native. Her native language is not English. She spoke slowly, so she was understood, but she was bubbling with energy. She was bursting with energy. Okay. And we got like 9 WhatsApp after that particular session. Now, you would not expect, people in Northern America or Western Europe to give numbers. They're giving it to us. But there's so much energy coming out of her. So what we found, it was not necessary. So if you have a set of yogis with us, not necessary to have from the same country. Do it well, do it professionally, and come with all the energy and joy. People will love it. Country, nationality, race doesn't really matter. Comparing skill is very hard to find. So the comparing, for example, that I'm doing right now, we have the host here. That is very important skill actually. So that is something very hard skill to find, and we're really struggling to find that skill. If you like to be a compare, you like to keep the session moving, the flow to be there, please help us out. We got a lot of events you can join at the time it's convenient to you, but we're really looking for that particular skills. Other learning we had was we have yogis who are very good in what they're doing. So they're all over the place. They're doing, they are there in 10 initiatives, global projects, national projects, regional projects. They're all over. Okay. Now they're very good, but they don't have time. Okay. If you go to them, they're so apologetic. I can't do this because I'm in 10 other things. And next half an hour, they'll tell you about all the projects they're involved in. And then we go to other set of yogis who are probably not involved in any particular initiative. They're just waiting for their opportunity. They're waiting for someone to approach them and ask them, would you like to help in public programs? Okay. They tell them that, oh, I'm not part of any leadership conferences. No, not needed. Just come and help us out. Okay. So you don't have to be part of any formal structure. Now, it's a very natural outcome, I guess. What happens if you're good, everyone comes to you. But then there are other set of yogis who are not growing because they're not getting opportunity. Okay. So as a very democratic kind of setup, we kind of try to involve everyone. And what we find, if you give chance and opportunity, over a period of time, yogis do grow. They also become proficient. But of course, you have to see alignment. Some are good in automation, technical, some are good in speaking. You have to see what they're good at. We are all very aligned. Approach affiliation is very high. Sometimes we are kind of, very tied up to the way we do the programs. But actually, it really doesn't matter. Once you go through the first few levels, we're all doing the same stuff. But yes, that is the important thing. So you had to kind of, very diplomatically work that out. More the yogi supporting a seeker is always better. So we we have an aspirational goal of that each seekers who join this global online should get guidance of at least 100 yogis throughout the journey. So we have what we call the guest yogis. We write people, yogis who do not have time, they write emails to them. We send it to we circulate in the Google group. So the more the yogis we can introduce you to, that's always better for the seeker, because you never know, the seeker will click with something that some yogi says that kind of really kind of change his perception. Yogi's availability is restricted. I think this part is important. So I'm hearing about new initiative where anytime you can reach out to yogi, but actually yogis are limited in availability. We're not designed to be 24/7. We are probably way less than that. We are 2/3 or something like it. Okay. So that responsiveness to message is slow. So that is important. So way you do this thing. So even if you do virtual ashram mentoring, we have to pick up the yogis who are a little bit more available. But generally we walk at an elephant pace. So we want to take our own time. So any program structure build up has to be aligned to that. A lot of things about promotion, and everyone loves about promotion, but the creativity, I'll skip very fast and end with this one. Creativity is not just about picture or messages, it's about how to use the channels. Okay. And so that maximum number of seekers can reach out. It takes at least 2 years to sustain the social media channel. It's even bright. I've been struggling with this last 1.5 years, still getting there. And all social media channels have diminishing returns. So even though we have meetup of 250 meetups, but still, over a period of time, they start becoming dull. Okay, so you have to always find something new. You cannot stop it at any point of time. A lot of time I've seen yogis advertising the newcomer sessions in other yogi groups. What I like to share is basically you're delegating your work to others. We have to reach out actually to the newcomer, where the seekers are, various Facebook groups, any other kind of Yahoo channels, wherever they are coming. If you want to promote, if you want to have a lot of seekers joining, there are 3 ways. You spend a lot of money, spend thousands of dollars or thousands of euros, or you work a lot, or systematically work OES. Those are 3 options we have. Let's talk about Facebook, YouTube, extremely popular with the yogis. What do you get from it? We got 1,000 views, 10,000 views. Let's understand what definition of a view is. In a Facebook, if you watch a video for 3 seconds, they call it a view. On YouTube, it's slightly higher. If you watch it for 30 seconds, you call it a view. Okay, but is that sufficient? Is 30 seconds enough to get a self-realization? Not at all, actually. So if you sometimes you see the Facebook statistics, it tells the how long the people were there on that session. After 10 minutes, there's less than 1% or 5% who are there for more than 10 minutes. Okay, so that is a problem we have. So it's good for us to understand what this view really means. So actually, we do measure in how long the people are there in the Zoom or session we have. Of course, people do drop out, but 70%, 80% is the highest we get, at least 45 minutes. So 45 minutes is good enough. You'll cover self-realization, you'll cover balancing. Promotion success, not program success. 200 people joined means nothing to me. Program success is people coming back and completing the journey. Sahaja Yoga is clustered in large cities, except a few states. And developing countries work in a slightly different way, and not same as Meetup and the way it works in other countries, the developed countries. You can share, we can do co-promotion. Promotion is unlimited. There's so many places you can do. There's a lot of niche markets. And lastly, volume gets volume. When you're successful, volume, you can go out and promote. That will help you get more volume. Promotion quickly. A lot of people are interested. We don't do SEO. We're not interested in it. We let Eventbrite Meetup do it. Okay. A lot of time I've gone to some sessions, global Spanish online, something like it. And they says, oh, this is SEO is important. We do not want to reinvent the wheel. Okay. This Meetup, Eventbrite, Evency, they're pretty good in doing their job. I'm here to work with the seekers to help them out. I'm not here to do the SEO thing. Okay. Let's say even I'm not, I don't even care about SEO. Meetup, Eventbrite, Evency, they're looking after it. So if a meetup is varyingly successful in different regions, different markets. Okay, it's like in US and New York, they're fairly successful. Some places they're not. Okay, so I'm riding on how successful Meetup is, but Meetup will look after. Once I put up my event on Meetup, it will take care of it. And Meetup, Eventbrite, all of them, they do their own SEO activities so that they're more visible to the participants. So we do not do that. Okay, but at least within a meetup, within an Eventbrite, we always want to be the top rank. So we are mostly top rank in Eventbrite within meetup. You'll always see our event in the top 1 to 3. Okay. A lot of other things we also do. There always you can have big thing around it. We do multi-channel. Email automation is there. We do not use commercial database. We use Google Groups. A newer segment is something we really want to win, and we keep trying different things. The best practice, I'll not talk about it. This is number somebody was interested in. 70% is Meetup, 15% email database. We have 11,000 emails with us, growing by 1,000 every month. Eventbrite 10%, others Gold Star, Facebook, Evency, all events. We keep on trying. Is another 5%. We do a lot of people best engagements. We try to get engaged with them in their life in multiple ways: polls, surveys, social sections, community events, mentor engagement, welcome them to Facebook, Google Calendar, reach back, calling them back after a period of time. We do all of that. Best practices is huge thing. A lot of things: maximize the WhatsApp collection, maximize the feedback rate, maximize the calling out rate, minimize the dropouts, maximize the face time for the lead, so people they can directly talk to the seekers. So a lot of things actually do. We have a whole checklist around for the host. Actually, host has to do a lot of things. So all those things, the best practices that we try to implement. Okay. So this is what we have. I'll not talk about the best practices at the other level. Next step, we have to improve our team strengthening. We need help with coordination. So we have got a huge team, but coordination layer is very lean actually. If you can help in coordination, that will be great. We have to establish some new teams are there. We have to establish them. We have to improve the way we do the programs, and we want to do some theme programs. Okay. So these things we have to do. If anyone of you, the UAs or the UAs at heart, you like to join, please do so. There are a lot of things I really like to try out. So like, for example, we're doing put up a data science team. Okay. We're trying to analyze what are the factors that lead to more seekers to come back. So we set up a team, we're collecting a lot of data. That is where we're trying to kind of establish a team. We need a lot of help with that. We have a lot of desires. We want to reach out to 10,000 cities. We want to cover all the 24 time zones of the world. We want to give the platform for the UVA. We want to do really well for the new event. Our Asia Pacific has not as advanced as North America online. We need help over there. So a lot of desires are there. Naturally, we all have desires. We got 100,000 emails with us. We're still not absorbed it. We have to figure out a way to absorb it. We are working in a global automation suite and writing some tool over there to do this one. We're still trying it out actually. We need to do that. So yes, support needed. Most important slide. That's why I hope all of you are here. If you can help with the coordination, host, automation, anything you like to do, please let us know. If you cannot do that yourself, please spread the word of mouth so we can. Of course, we can have more yogis involved, and more than that, even if you're not involved, doesn't matter. What we really want to kind of promote is best practice of viewing yogis doing systematically. Because I know yogis are putting a lot of hard work. I know one yogi who sent 10,000 messages on Facebook to seekers. I wish I could have told my experience. Even we did actually when we had a Facebook page when we started off. I think I invited like close to 25,000 seekers to be my friend because I was dumb. I didn't know how to do that. I said maybe that will help. But of course, later on we learned there are better ways to do the things. If instead of sending 10,000 messages to seekers, if you send out to 10,000 groups, Google, those YouTube channel owners, the meetup owners, you could have got so much more returns from that. So let's figure out a way of systematically doing. A lot of times I go into events, I talk about conversion. Let's not talk about conversion. Let's talk about SEO, which is good. But we should all have, I hope we should have the same focus, and that is to help seekers complete the journey. Rest everything else is just a support system. Okay, it is not anything else. Okay, automation. We have automation for meetup event creation, Eventbrite, Zoom data extractor. So we have done a lot of things to automation to keep things easy for us. We have a lot of artifacts, some cool artifacts, things. This is something we keep on doing over and over. Some good speeches, we got subtitles. We built a nice video around balancing, all the things, small things that help us. We still have challenges. We are dependent on meetups. The hosts are very thin. Again, requesting if you like to be the host, you love to be the global face of Sage Yoga meditation, please do that. Okay. Event changes are very hard to perform because we are so much spread out. If there's any changes, it becomes very hard to us. We have no manpower to review feedback comments. We have 400 events listed. If you tell me how many of them are seeing, I don't know. I have not seen them for last 1 year, many of them. So if somebody is leaving comment, great session or not a good session, I do not have access to it. I'm not going and seeing it. We're trying to automate it, but at the moment we do not have any way to do that. We get so many emails from TV news stations. We get from bloggers. They want to interview us. They want to talk to us. Or some seekers, they want to have some more one-to-one. We're not able to address that. So we still looking for yogis who love to communicate and talk to people. Backend thing is again very small layer, and of course we make a lot of mistakes, and over a period of time we try to get the right things, but we do mistakes. Coordination activities, anybody who love to do coordination, please do that. We have a lot of coordination, supply demand gap management, sometimes too many seekers, sometimes too many yogis. There's always a mismatch. You have to figure out financial management, team formation, finding new yogis, driving expansion, all these things happen. Email management, financial management, just briefly I'll tell you, we spend like close to like our monthly budget is $500 per month or $6,000 per year. But again, we do not collect any money. It's all directly paid by the yogis to meetup.org. We do not, meetup.com. We do not collect money. So direct revenue model. And we are very frugal with money. In year 2020, we spent like $130, $1,500 for about 300 people to join. This year we completely automated. We went with zero ad. We got 330 people joining our newer events. A lot of things we do automation to reduce our expense. Global advantages, we all know yogis are there, seekers there all over. So you can showcase diversity. You get global skill set of yogis. We can always do a lot of unity efforts. We can all work together. It's a good way to establish and we also can help each other because we're trying to do vibration exchange. We can do collective meditation. A lot of things are possible because we are a big set of yogis. We started in 2018, 2019, we spent our time just on establishing the network, meetup network. And 2020 only we started the side room. And this is where here today, 2021, some workshops started and the next levels have started. And I've spoken too much as a yogi. I should not be speaking so much. Sorry if I pestered everyone too much data. This will take time. So I'll be sharing recordings. I'll share presentation as well. But I've bothered you so much. I'd like you to bother me with any questions you have. I think maybe I should conduct a poll right now. That's how we do seekers to get everyone engaged. Or if you have any feedback, if you're a member of the team, anything like to share, you can do that. I believe a lot of these things we started off because we had an advantage of early start. So I guess I've seen some of the best practices are flowing through. The host concept and all that, I guess, is helping some of the other teams as well. So anybody who has any feedback, anything you'd like to share, please do that. I'll try to unmute everyone. I can hear
I'd just like to thank you, Vikram. There's an awful lot of very useful information in here. So how will you share your presentation?
Let me do that in Zoom chat itself right now. You can download from Zoom chat actually. So let me do that.
Thank you.
And while we do that, Sangeeta, anything like to share?
No, bhaiya.
Sangeeta, one of the hosts of this thing, and she was among the. She has been there for quite some time. Sangeeta, when did you start?
I started, I think, late 2018. Early 2019. No, late 2018 actually.
Okay, I'm just using this time to get you One moment. I'm just trying to look for that. Sangeeta, how the things changed for you since the time you started doing the sessions?
Yeah, I remember when I joined first time and you asked me to talk and give realization. I was not confident, but then slowly now I am so confident talking to everyone. Now I don't give realization, but I am the host and I talk to them. And yeah, I think Shmataji has helped us all that we had desire and we were not comfortable talking in front of such a big audience, but now I can talk and I can start my videos. I was always on without the videos on. So yeah.
Right. So I have
I have
uploaded. I'm just uploading.
And I have also seen how the program has changed, because when we did earlier, we were not tracking the seekers and they were just coming and going and we didn't have any database to follow up. So that has changed a lot. And now I think it is very helpful. We are following up, we are talking to them. The program has evolved a lot.
Where are your seekers coming from? Which seekers are you presenting to? All countries or?
Yeah, all countries.
All countries. So if you can see this Meetup network, I'm just sharing this on my Hartford, Vancouver, Auckland, New Zealand, Phoenix, Minneapolis, Hackensack, Honolulu, Hawaii, Accra, Ghana,
Wow, yeah, that's great.
Las Vegas. All these countries, 250 meetup groups you're going to see on here. A lot of them, of course, majority is North America. But every country, Canada, Toronto, Montreal. We also have some other collaborations. We do like Montreal Introverts. It's run by us, but we allow other teams to put, but we kind of do it together with them. We are okay with...
Am I right in thinking that what you were saying before, that right across the board internationally, we get the same problem where they might stay for a little while and they leave? Is that, I mean, that's happening in the UK. Is that happening everywhere?
Yes, definitely it's happening everywhere, and we have statistics around it. We're getting only 6% of the seekers coming back for the second level after 2 sessions. So that's where we have. Yes. So yes, but we're trying to do a number of things where we have a lot of techniques we're trying that I can share in this. That is there in the presentation, but you have to address it. But it will be there. But I don't believe it's a destiny for us. So we can always try to see how we can fix it.
Yes.
Yeah, so from UK, we have network in UK too. We have got in London, Manchester, Bristol. So a lot of these places we have this one, Rio de Janeiro, Melbourne.
I think US used to join, and now we have so many from Europe joining. So
South Africa, Berlin, Stockholm, Italy, Istanbul, Ankara.
Well, all we can say is at least they're seeing Sahaja Yoga as a title, and they're seeing Shmataji's picture. Even if they leave, that's all we can say at the moment, isn't it? When they leave quickly like that, they're seeing it. And
yeah, but the thing is, we never lose them. We have their email IDs. Okay, we have their email IDs, and then we kind of they add the Google group, we add the Facebook group, so you never escape us. We'll always be bothering you. So we try to stay in touch. You can come back after 10, 20 years. People do that, and that's fine. We can wait.
Yes,
okay, this is how we do tracking. We have the roster, and we kind of we do a lot of data management here. Let me just show you the screen here. We collect, like for last week, how many people were there self-realization, how many were there till the end of the session, how many participants gave the feedback, how many people gave the feedback for poll 1, how many gave feedback for poll 2, how many emails we collected, how many additional emails we collected, how many custom emails we wrote to, how many WhatsApp we collected, how many people said they're willing to join next weekend, how many repeat from last side room, and some. So we do a lot of the data things. So after end of every session, we kind of sit down and we kind of monitor it, and we see how well we did. So yeah, we have this data management. We collect the seeker data, the poll data, poll 1, poll 2, and then so all this data collection does happen. We can try all the things. We do not know what will work, but we keep on trying it.
Yes, it's a lot of work. A lot of work.
Right, and I wish we get more collaboration from UK. The heart is missing from the world, so we need to have a little bit more of that.
Right, I'll pass that on.
But as I said, promotion never stops, so if we promote
right.
All right, and we have Anjani also. So I think I've uploaded in the chat window. I'll just give you a minute to upload it, download from the chat window. I'll just quickly get and I'm running out of power actually. I need to get that one. If you like to drop, fine. If you had some questions, please stay back. Sangeeta, if you can keep talking through, I'll just get my power cord.
Yeah, I can talk. Anjani, I think already dropped. I don't see Anjani here. Anybody else has any questions or anything? I know Vikram Bhaiya talks a lot. I can't talk like Vikram Bhaiya.
Maybe I'm just going to take this opportunity to mention that there's also a presentation tomorrow evening at 6:30 from the course team in Amsterdam about a new platform where we can share materials and courses that are being developed worldwide. So our fantastic team of Yuvas have uploaded all the materials from the beginners, advanced and intermediate course that's been developed over the last 3, 4, 5 years. And it's all on this website, so everyone, any collective around the world can draw on any of those materials that they might like to use. So there's a more detailed presentation about that tomorrow at 6:30 in the evening European time.
Great. You know, Rafaela, we have did you get your name right? Sorry.
Right.
Rafael. So I know we have this, what we have, the solution for is the volumes. Okay. So many years, what Sahaj Yoga initiative has suffered for is the lack of volumes. Okay. It needs a lot of money and we need a lot of effort, that is something that problem has been solved. So now is the time really to focus upon the seekers and the journey. So a lot of viewers, they come with very creative ideas, a lot of things with them. But the question again is how to take out, you need to spend a lot of money or you put a lot of effort continuously. But again, viewers have this short initiative, mostly, Before they have to grow up, careers and marriages, all these things follow up, So if we give this ready-made platform, they can use it actually. They can use the Facebook group, they can use the Google groups, to reach out to more seekers. So we kind of share our platform. So I only wish viewers start using it more often, and they should be better than us, reaching out to people, the fresh energy, the fresh face, connecting the seekers all around the world. So I only wish we have some more viewers connecting and using this platform. Okay, I guess we kind of nearly ran over everyone's patience. So thank you all for being patient with us. Natalia, anything you'd like to share?
Yeah, I just want to say, when Sangeeta started talking, I just wanted to say as well, I think it's, when I join your program, I find out whenever you talk to new people, you just open your heart instantly, just send the heart, just open up. So it's so joyful, and interaction, how you guys interact with them is beautiful, and the feedback when they start sharing things, it's so inspiring. Yes, and it's very visual, it's beautiful, and Shimaji's picture there and everything, and also stream meditation during the first session, it's very deep, always vibration so strong. Yes, I just wish more people could join in, really. So
Yep. Once again, promotion announcement. Yeah, host. We always need more hosts. You guys would like to love to be the global face of Sahaj Yoga. Please come and do this here. We have the session going out to the Zoom 100 audience, but also there we stream it to our Facebook page and group, which has like 20,000 followers. So we got this huge volume there. We're just looking for more people to come up and take the lead. It's all ready made. You just come and you can bring in changes, things the way you like to evolve the thing. That's always there. Okay, I think thank you.
Sorry, Vikram, I just want to ask Vinessa, where is the link for tomorrow's 6:30 thing? Where is the link?
Link I'll share it with Akli. Rafael, do you have it? Can you share it with us?
Vanessa?
Sorry, Vanessa. I'll get it from them, I guess.
Yeah. I'll just hang on, just find it now.
But it shouldn't be sent by the country coordinators. A second.
Should have also been circulated by the country coordinators. A message was sent, a couple of messages were sent by Vladimir.
Oh, I had to go to the email, sorry.
We're just finding it.
No, I had to go to the email, it's not open. Yes. It's been said twice by Vladimir to the country coordinator, so it should have been.
You can share it now as well.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm not getting here. Hold on a second. I'll get it for you. Okay. Here it is. Put it in chat.
Chat, yeah, chat.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'll note it down, and just excited to show one last thing. We are doing we're really excited to do this particular experiment. We're doing a 1-month course, Meditation Beyond Mind, Cross the Last Hurdle to Bliss, 5 free 5 weeks course is for true seekers. We are showing them the true photograph of Shrimataji and talking about Nirvicharita, Nirvikalp, and all that, and we are hoping that will attract seekers. Now we are kind of going all the way out. So this is something we're starting in the month of May actually. So this year we're doing something different. We are not focusing on the normal 3 weeks, 5 weeks. We want only the best. Okay, the best of the best seekers. We'll give the most direct message during advertisement, and then let them come and let's see how it goes. So see, we'll have to do the experiment. So there's something we'll try out in May. We'll see how it goes. All right, thank you everyone. Jai Shri
Thank you
Mataji.
very much, Vikram. Thank you very much, Sangeeta.
All right, bye all. See
you
you
tomorrow.
tomorrow if you can. Bye.
Yeah, see you tomorrow. Bye for
Bye.
now.
Bye.
Jai Shri
Mataji,
Mataji.
bye.
Thank you, Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji, everyone.